Gradey, this year, the team was a lot younger, and you were the veteran leader for the rookie class, maybe. But how was it for you to kind of have a bunch of guys your age and be able to go to work with people a little more your peer group?
It was great. Coming from last season, it felt like being one of the only rookies, and a team that changed. And then coming into this one, working on the summer, I feel like the personalities and just how everyone was, off the court, it kind of fit perfectly together. Like you said, with their ages, but not even that. Some of the older guys, just all meshed really well together, and I feel like that kind of allowed us to hit the ground running. When it got to the season, and there's never a dull moment, and everyone's themselves, and that's what's the biggest part of it.
How do you look back at your season? Obviously, it ended shortly, but how do you kind of recap year two for yourself?
Another season of growth. I'm coming from our first. It's always about making improvements, and I feel like kind of coming out the gate with different guys out. I had more opportunity, so just kind of make the most of that, and just knowing that over the course of the season, it's an 82 game long season, and knowing there's different things I have to learn. Of course, I'm going to take into this summer and try to build into the next season. But yeah, over the course, I think I did well, but I can really never be satisfied till I make the most of my abilities.
Is there anything specific you want to work on?
Yeah, I think just maintaining my consistent shooting. I do daily, different things with the ball in my hand, maybe some pick and rolls, stuff like that, where I'm making more decision making, different things like that. But yeah, really just getting in consistent work.
This is a team that's looking like it could have quite a bit of depth next season, but specifically your position with some guys that have taken major strides this season. I'm wondering, can that internal competition be a good thing for you to kind of help push you to take the next step and reach the next level going into next season?
For sure. Competition, with anything, builds you. That's how it is every year with guys trying to compete for their spots and stuff like that. And with that, iron sharpens iron. So it's one of those things where, we come into the summer and, if guys are being that competitive, that's only going to help us that much. So, yeah, of course, we got to.
Great.
What was it like this year, being the focus of scouting reports, especially at the start of the season when you were you and RJ were really the two guys carrying a lot of the scoring, as compared to your rookie year where maybe you're not on the scouting report as much?
Yeah, I think it was great for me, in those times because, it allowed me to, play that role where, like I said, I have a little more opportunity and, being able to be guarded like that at my age, I think is only going to help me. I remember talking about little stuff like last year where I'm playing in different teams and playing different players, but as a rookie, that's only going to build you and, kind of let you see the vets and the older guys in the league and, kind of how they got there and allows you to kind of, bounce ideas off them after the game and stuff like that. But, in my case, my mindset's always just to learn and, be a sponge, in this early in my career. And I feel like, yeah, when I'm put in those positions, that's only going to help me learn and really just improve my game.
I think, especially because you've established yourself as a shooter, and that's why you're on the scouting report and you're that threat. Is the next step almost learning how to counter all the ways that the defense is now starting to counter you?
Of course, I think it's going out there and just showing my versatility. Yeah, like you said, if they're seeing me as a shooter, say I've hit a couple of shots, they're gonna jump out on my shot a lot more, where I can put the ball on the ground and finish around the rim. That's a big part to my game that I want to keep improving, but I think the biggest part is really just my defense. I need to get better at it, and that's only going to come with live play and stuff like that. Being attacking first in the way we press. You've seen our games where when we run our press is when we've been the one kind of making the decisions. So yeah, just learn how to do that, and I keep saying it, just improving every day.
Gradey, I think Darko was saying, since you've been out this long period, there's been a real focus on taking advantage of the time. Maybe getting in the weight room, that kind of thing, more than would be in season. Has that been the case? And do you see maybe you can build a nice pace for yourself going into the summer?
Of course, with my body, I know that needs to get better. I'm young, but I have the frame. I just need to fill it out, and I'm doing that every day. And I've been out, but kind of being out has allowed me to see the game from a different perspective, and I'm thankful for that because, you get in the heat of the moment and you're so focused day after day, game after game. And so kind of being out, allowed me to, watch the game from the side and kind of see it from, like I said, different perspective. And then off the court, it's been in the weight room, getting my body right, getting my weight up. And a lot of it's upper body right now, obviously, because my leg. And so, it's getting better.
Are you expecting to be part of Summer League this year?
We'll see. I mean, I don't know. I need to talk to Darko about that, but right now, probably just go out there and work out.
You mentioned improving your defense through live play. How do you do that in the offseason?
One-on-one, just scrimmage and stuff like that. We got a couple weeks. Obviously, we're going to be working out here, but we have some weeks we'll go to. I think we're going to go to Austin, which is more of the younger guys, and I think Jamal's going to be our host out there, so that'll be a good time. But yeah, with guys like him, playing one-on-one is huge, especially Jamal and the way he guards. So, guarding quick guards like that is what I need.
How are you feeling physically right now, and how excited are you to kind of fully join your team in the offseason?
I feel great. It's just going into back home for a couple weeks. It's going to be a little rest, and then eventually build up. Make sure my body's feeling right with the medical team and staff. And but yeah, I feel great. Moral's great, and I'm excited to get this full roster, put on the court and get to it.
Just looking back at your whole career from college to high school to the NBA, you've jumped around a lot, gone to a couple different high schools, went to college for 1 year, and now you're going to be heading into year 3 of, at the same place for the first time in a while. How does that stability and just, being able to be grounded in the city for a little bit, how do you think that'll help your growth moving forward?
It's crazy. I mean, I think that's already going to be the 3rd year. It's pretty nuts. I remember talking to Garrett, how he thinks, the speed of his career is gone, and I remember thinking like my first, second year, it's taken forever, but now thinking about going to my 3rd, it's super fast. But yeah, I mean, coming from, 1 year at college, it's different, but, being in the city is, I wouldn't rather be anywhere else. It's amazing. I keep telling my family, how great it is, and they're trying to get up here and spend time with me every time, and just the people in the city are amazing. Just the versatility of it all, the food, everything. So the next thing is Carabana, I think.
I'm TJ Ford, and you're watching the Raptors YouTube channel. Check out our latest videos and subscribe to our YouTube page.
Works right into the lane, puts it up.